The voice of street fighting is back. The whisper in your girl's ear. The yearning in your baby mama's bed sheets.
This corner.
You taller than me, aren't you?
I'm 6'3". 6'3", 200 pounds right now.
Yeah, I'm only 6 foot, so you got 3 inches of height on me. I'm probably longer than you by 3 inches, so it evens out.
Boom! Defeated!
The reigning champ, 619.
Hey, can I ask a question now, Wero?
Absolutely, sir. Fuck
How
you.
good, real line, how good did it feel to beat the dog shit out of the Canadians?
We are back, culeros! Woo, doggy nephew!
What's up, everybody? It's Wero. 619 might be popping in, might not be today. It's his birthday, so he out there celebrating, doing his thing. Y'all know 619. So today we got a special show today. This show is straight up just dedicated to Mook. Everybody knows Mook. He had one of the biggest fights of his career this past weekend, and we got him. We got his promoter on the show. So we're all gonna chop it up about everything that happened this weekend. So we're gonna bring the promoter back out first. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good, awesome, yeah. So, give us a quick rundown of who you are and what you do.
Me, so I'm George Francis. I'm the owner of Fighters Rep Promotions. We're the only exclusively kickboxing promotion in the state of California. We've got the only one with a pro license as well, as far as I know. I know there's a couple mixed rule set kickboxing, MMA, amateur promotions and stuff like that, but most of them like Muay Thai. And I'm not into the Muay Thai. I'm not into the clinch. I'll watch it. I'll watch MMA. I'm not into people getting taken down. I prefer people to just stand up and bang it out. And we created a rule set with the IKF with Dan Bam Bam Stell, who was an undefeated, kind of legendary kickboxer who's now like a referee in the fight game. And, we kind of collaborated on a rule set, and that's what we have at Fighters Rep. And I think it's the funnest rule set in the world. If you guys watch the fights, I hope you were entertained. And I thought Mook did a great job, and it was a lot of fun having him out. But yeah, it's pretty much. I'm just a promoter trying to create a new avenue for fighters.
Yeah. What's the rule set that you're talking about? What's that?
So
what do you know about that?
So it's unified rules kickboxing, and the rules are basically imagine boxing. So if you clinch, they're going to break you up, just like in boxing. The only clinching you can do is one hand. You can grab the guy and you can throw one knee. Then you got to let go. Okay. You can't kick below the knee, because then, we had a severe injury where people went shin to shin. And a lot of these Muay Thai fighters, they're just trying to come in and break your shins in half. So I wanted to create a rule set that was separate from Muay Thai, that was kickboxing, and I didn't want anyone to have an advantage. So an MMA guy can come in against a Muay Thai guy because there's no clinch and there's no kicking below the knees. And it's kind of who's the man in the stand-up besides the no kicking below the knees. And you can do pretty much anything else. You can't elbow. It's traditional boxing gloves, kickboxing gloves. It's just. It's just kickboxing, it's a lot of fun, a lot of action. The great part about it is you can't sweep either. So if you're hurt, you can't hold, you got to fight your way out of it. A lot of fun,
Yeah. Where do you get your talent from? When they announced that Mook was fighting there, like all of us were like, holy shit, where did this come from?
Yeah.
Are you paying attention to the backyard fight game, to Street Beefs? Are you sourcing from just anywhere and everywhere you can get your hands on, or do you have your eyes on specific areas?
So, anyone interested in kickboxing, it doesn't mean, I don't care if they're fighting their grandma's backyard, to be honest with you. I mean, if you're interested in fighting, we have an open registration and you could sign up. And if I find you a fight that I think is fair, an even fight, then I'm going to make the fight. Usually the talent I'm getting, because we're based in Southern California right now, is, I don't know. Are you in California? Where are you right now?
I'm not. I'm in Arizona. My co-host is in San Diego, though. He's
Okay,
normally
cool.
up here, but it's his birthday weekend, and he's probably out drinking somewhere.
Okay, very nice. Well, happy birthday to him. But I'm sure you know. I mean, California is the most populous state in the country. The talent is ridiculous here, especially in Southern California. The gyms that were on this show and the gyms that I have access to and I've created relationships with are Black House MMA, CMMA, Los Angeles Muay Thai, Classic Fight Team. These are essentially some of the best gyms in the world. I like to think I'm cultivating the best strikers in the world at this promotion. And I'm not saying that to show off. I'm saying that just because based on my geographic location, it's a great place for talent, So I'm mostly sourcing gyms from these great Muay Thai and MMA and kickboxing gyms. And that's kind of where I ran into Mook. I had a guy who did a show, helped me do a show when I first got started. Now he's matchmaking for boxing, professional boxing promotions. And he's friends with Chris Manzo, who's an MMA fighter and coach, former fighter, and now coach in the IE, in the Inland Empire. And he told me, hey, I got a couple guys that are interested in competing. Would you be interested in having them? I said, hell yeah. I took a look at the kids and I said, heck yeah, let's do it. I can get them some even matchup.
And so how did that come about as far as Silva versus Mitchell? How did that come about? Like, how did that end up making its way to happening?
Sure. So, I was looking for matchups for Klayl, because Klayl has been, him and his brother typically sign up to fight for us. Klayl has had now all 4 of his fights with us.
Okay.
And a lot of the people, even if their trajectory is MMA, right? They want to do kickboxing first. They want to see how they do under the lights, Maybe it's similar with the Streetbeefs thing too. Maybe a lot of these guys are not sure if they really want to go into this full time, but they want to try it out, They want to get under this. Yeah, they want to get they want to get a little bit of spotlight, see how they feel under the lights and with the pressure. And so, a lot of these gyms, and then at the same time, some of them want to be kickboxers, But with Khalil's situation, I'm not sure what the trajectory is yet. I don't think he's even sure. But he's had his first 4 fights with us. Now this was his 4th, so he had 3 fights with us, and he was 2-1 coming off a loss. And I looked at his. His age. I looked at his height. I looked at his record, and then I had a guy in a similar weight class, which was Mook, signed up, and I looked at Mook's record. He was 1-0 in MMA. He had I think it was a boxing smoker. He had a few fights with Streetbeefs, right? So he's had relatively the same amount of experience as Klayl. Probably a bit more well-rounded, if we're being honest, since he has had some boxing training as well, some MMA, whereas Klayl has only done kickboxing. But it would be advantageous, maybe you could say, to Klayl to be in a kickboxing match against a guy who's kind of
right. Yeah.
So I thought it was a fair fight. I made the fight, and you guys saw what happened. I hope you saw what happened on Saturday. It was a close fight. I had it 2-1 for Mook, and I think the broadcasters also had it 2-1 for Mook, and the judges as well. I think that's what the score was, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, there were 21 fights, so forgive me if I forgot what the score was, but that's what it was.
Yeah, it was a very, very fascinating fight. It was a very back and forth fight, but yeah, I had a 2-1 as well. What do you have next for Mook and Klayl as well?
I'm always open. If people want to fight, I'm here. I'm here to give them that kickboxing experience. If they want to go pro, if they want to do amateur, whichever one. I'm dedicated, Wero, to kickboxing. I don't do anything else. If you see yourself growing in this sport, then I'll do my best to grow you in this sport. The promotion is growing at a rapid rate. We're at the Commerce Casino. We sold out. It was an incredible venue. I hope you guys can make it out next time. Wero, you could be my guest at the next one if you want to come out.
Thank you, sir. I'll definitely make that trip for sure.
It's a badass event. It's a badass venue. I got blessed to score it. The casino's happy with it because it's we sell a lot of food and liquor. People come to drink and be entertained. Yeah. So what do I have for them? I have whatever they want to do. If people ask me, to match them up, I look out for them. I try to give them the best fight that I feel is right at that time of their career. I thought this fight versus Mook was the best fight for both of them at this time. At the same time, I'm not manufacturing people like they do in boxing. You come to the you come to the fighters rep. We call the ring the Lions Den. You come to the Lions Den, and you're in for a 50-50 fight. And it's whoever shows up on the night, that's who's going to win. And if you lose, you got great experience and you move on. This is an amateur fight, especially for Klayl and Mook. Win or lose, you got great experience. So what I have for them next is another great fight, I hope, if they're willing to come back and fight.
Oh, I have no doubts that Mook is ready. And speaking of which, I think we're going to throw him, and my co-host is in the back as well.
Great.
619 is here, so we're going to throw everybody in real quick and chop it up for a minute. 9, what's up, baby boy?
Yeah, yay, what up?
So yeah, a couple of my last question before I let them go is, were you able to see the promotions that we did, that Heart in the Fight did? The clips and everything. Did you see those?
I saw it and I thought it was fantastic, and I appreciate you guys. I appreciate what you guys are doing. As much as just so you know about me, my background a little bit, I'm an attorney. And so liability scares the shit out of me, and people getting hurt scares the shit out of me. So as much as I worry a little bit about the whole backyard fighting thing, there is a need for it. Obviously, there's a market for it, and I worry about what can happen because the shit's gone down even on our show. You know what I mean? Guys have gotten seriously hurt. I had a guy split his shin right in half, like Anderson Silva did. That's the kind of thing that scares me. But
that is scary.
But I mean, you guys seem to really, care about the guys and care about what you're doing, and you're creating an avenue for these guys to continue to create a career and a name for themselves. So I'm all for that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that's. I mean, honestly, like you said earlier, I feel like we're the backyard. Is a kind of a gateway to that ring, to that Lions Den you're talking about. I mean, there's no question that when we fight in that backyard, it's a real fight still. But at the same time, the lights, the attention, everything isn't as big, so it gives you just a small taste of it. You know what I mean? And some people fall in love with it.
Right. And what I want to say is, and first off, I can't talk shit because look, 305. I'm from Miami, and I actually was in a backyard fight growing up. I could have been, I could have been killed in that fight, but I did it. But what I wanted to say was they have a thing called PKB, which is point kickboxing, or PMT, which is point Muay Thai. I think Mook's actually done one of those. What's going on, Mook? How you doing, man? By the way, I just
just want to say thank you, George, for the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Street Beefs. If it wasn't for Street Beefs, I wouldn't even be doing this. And also want to thank my gym, Engage. Thank Chris Monzo. You know what I'm saying? Just super grateful and blessed.
For sure. And shout out to you too, 619, man. It's nice meeting you guys. But I wanted to say, for sure, but I want to say this PKB, PMT stuff, it's the same thing, right? The only issue is, you still have to get the sanctioning body involved. Sometimes some of these sanctioning bodies don't do a great job, so and sometimes they're there, they just kind of want to collect money, and the fight game is a little messy. It's a little messy, so sometimes so sometimes even myself at this time to do pro fights, I was doing pro fights and amateur. At this time I'm looking to go to a reservation because I just don't like the way the commission is working. I just, I don't want to get into too much detail about it, but I'm an attorney. I dot my I's, I cross my T's. You can ask Mook what his experience was with us. You know, I try to make it a completely thorough experience and provide the fighters with everything they need and make sure everyone's safe. And I'm not liking the way these commissions are running at times, especially on the pro tip. You know, because they're run by they're government entities. I mean, a lot of times these people don't give a fuck. They're just making their check every 2 weeks. So, you know, it's a difficult game. I'll say that, and there's nothing wrong with kind of doing things differently.
Yeah, it's hard to, like, I fought on the amateur circuit about 10 years ago, and it's very hard to just kind of dip your toes into it, to get kind of just test it. But, like, the backyard fighting, it's very easy to dip your toes in that, and I think that's the beauty of it, you know. Plus the camaraderie. Like when you're waiting for a fight, and I know Mook can attest to this. When you're waiting for a fight and you're in the back, nobody is your goddamn friend. Nobody. If you didn't bring them, they don't care about you. You're sitting there wrapping your hands. Everybody's mad dogging everybody, you know. But we show up to these backyard events and everybody's hugging and hanging out and you know, passing joints around and drinks and just having a great time. Well, not so much before the fights, but it's a real family oriented feel to it. And
how do you guys? Can I ask you guys? How do you guys match people up? Because when I did it in Miami, like a dummy, we were all friends too. We were just hanging out, and then they would just call out two people's last name, and you had no choice. You had to fight.
Yeah. So you sign up for an event. When you show up, we do weigh-ins. So when you sign up, you say your weight and what your skill level is and stuff like that. And if they don't know somebody, we encourage them to post training videos and stuff so we can kind of get a feel for, you know, what talent level they are, which helps a lot of times. But on occasion, it backfires because, you know, you and I both know somebody can look real good on them pads sometimes.
Right.
Yeah. But that's how we do it. And as you get a feel for people and you get to know people, it gets a lot easier to make the matchups. And then all of a sudden we got our little, you know, our very own like little UFC or our little fight organization where we're looking at people and say, hey, this person needs to fight this person. And it's really, really cool when that happens.
And my favorite part about what you guys do is the guns down, gloves up thing. That's my favorite message about the whole thing because you know, I talk to a lot of people, you know, being a lawyer, I mean, I hang out with a lot of dorks. I went to school with a lot of nerds and shit. And they don't understand this. And they say, oh, it's so violent. You people are so violent. I would tell them, look, you can have these kids release this aggression in a controlled environment, or we can get each other killed. I mean, it's kind of up to what you guys want to do. At the end of the day, humans are monkeys and they're territorial and they want to beat the shit out of each other sometimes, and you got to give them a venue to do that, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of venue, 619, he said he's out in Southern California, so we might have to George here, we might have to run out there.
Where in SoCal are you located?
I'm in San Pedro, and the fight was in Los Angeles at the Commerce Casino. Where were you, man?
It's my birthday weekend, so I've been all over, you know, Baja, San Diego. You know.
Happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
Oh, you know what, Bricks? Hey, this dude right here, we love us some Bricks. Yeah, he's out there in Miami as well.
Bricks.
Yeah, he did a lot of those underground fight organizations in Miami too. Cool. Yeah. So
shout out to Miami, man. Yeah, I miss my hometown, and I'm actually thinking of spreading the business back over there. I kind of want to move back just because, you know, I mentioned it in passing, but California is extremely business unfriendly, business hostile.
Yeah.
And I'll keep doing events here just because we've built so much talent here, and this is where we started. Mm-hmm. But I am going to be moving my headquarters to Florida, building the brand in California, building it in Florida as well, and maybe a couple other states that I've found are very business friendly, and have these guys fight each other. Fly Mook over to Miami, have him fight some dudes in Miami, you know, and vice versa. You know, that's what we're trying to do here, you know.
Yeah, no, that in and of itself is an event. Like we did that, what was it, last year ago, October? So a bunch of us West Coast fighters, flew out to the East Coast in Virginia.
Nice.
And my man Mook right here put on an absolute clinic, just a technician of an MMA fight. Yeah,
he's beautiful. A tough guy. He's a tough guy.
He is very talented. Yep.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. Free Smoke got a question. How do I get a fight? Put that back on. How do I
Right
get
there.
a fight? Come on. How do I get a fight on Fighters Rep?
And I also want to say shout out to Bullshido. I think it was Bullshido Zen or Zen Bullshido. Appreciate the compliment there. You just go on fightersrep.com and we have a registration tab. You guys know how it is dealing with fighters. So I make this super easy. There's a registration tab. The information you put in the registration tab is every single bit of information that the commission asks for me to put a fight together. So as soon as you fill that out, I'll have the information and I'll reach out to you with a matchup, and your coach or yourself or whoever's in charge will tell me yes or no. That's it.
There you go, Free Smoke. There you go. That easy.
And for the IKF, the only medicals you need is a physical. You only need a physical. You don't even need blood work to fight with the IKF. So.
Oh, no shit. That's dope.
Which is the sanctioning body.
Yeah. Huh.
We don't do boxing, little
yeah,
Diesel. We only do kickboxing.
Yeah.
Gotta kick. You gotta kick Diesel.
Yeah, Diesel need to learn to kick anyway, so get him in there. Yeah.
Hey, Mook.
Yes, sir.
So, how was it beating Anderson Silva's son, bro? Tell us about that.
First of all, was Anderson Silva there? Was he like staring at you across the cage, giving you the Silva look?
Very much upset.
Oh,
I can hear him screaming in the corner, but Klayl is super humble, man. Like, he's super nice kid.
Yeah.
True martial artist, man, just like his dad. They're like they come from that respectable. They're not like the crap talkers. They're super just really martial arty. Like really cool people, man. And fighting him, man, I feel like I could have did a lot more in the fight. I was pretty tentative. I was pretty I held back a lot, but it's because he's dangerous. Like, it was one thing watching a fight, but being in a fight, I could feel his twitch muscles. Like, he wants to counter hit. He wants to do that. So I was like, let me just try to score my points. And if the opening comes, like all my knockouts I've had, I've never went for the knockout. They happen because I stayed sharp and a hole in their defense opened up. Khalil's a talented fighter. He didn't give me those opportunities, so I just scored my points and got the victory that way. Yeah, it was super cool, man.
Yeah, he's very crisp. Khalil's very crisp. You can tell he's a dangerous
and he's strong. He's strong. He rocked me about 3 times in that fight. He rocked me with a right hand against the ropes in the second, I believe, and in the third, he landed a nice head kick and a left hook, I believe. So those 3 times, I got a little dizzy, but I just poker faced it out, just kept going.
Yeah. How's it fighting with the headgear?
I hate it.
Same, bro. Same. I've got a couple.
We started in Streetbeefs. We don't have nothing, dude. We're fighting in rocks and sticks, and we don't have headgear or shin guards or anything. It's very restrictive, but at the same time, it makes you have to be that much more on point. Your peripheral is kind of blocked, so you have to be. You got to be really on point. So it just brings the best out of you, actually. So although I hate it, I appreciate it.
It's so fucking stupid, by the way, the headgear thing. I just want you guys to know that that's not my doing. I'm forced to do that in this fucked up state of California. And it's so fucking stupid. And the reason it's so fucking stupid, right? So you have to have the rules in California for amateur strikers is you have to have 3 fights under your belt. And on the 4th one, you could take the gear off. Now, the reason I think it's stupid and the reason I'm starting to hate this state and want to move to Florida is because now the head of the commission wants to force headgear on every amateur, regardless of how much experience they have. And the problem I have with that is a study was done in 2016 or 2017 by a medical journal with like multiple physicians, and they studied 10,000 rounds of boxing at AIBA. Men's Olympic boxing. And they found that the headgear causes more concussions and brain injuries than without headgear. They compared both. And that's why the Olympics banned headgear on men's boxing now, if you guys watch Olympics men's boxing. But it's like we're going the opposite direction, and their reasoning is, it prevents cuts. So are you saying it's more fucking important to protect cuts over brain injuries? Man, you guys, I can go on for days as to why I'm pissed off about the athletic commission here. But I just wanted to throw that in there so I get some more people on my side with that because
you actually get hit a lot more when you wear headgear because you're
And
adding you're adding 2-3 inches to your fucking head, so it's really easy to
Exactly.
land punches on you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Exactly.
And I mean, because a lot of people, like you see some of these guys, like especially talented individuals like Mook, you're slipping punches by mere inches. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's on purpose. That's much harder to do when you add the 2 inches. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, I think we've all decided we hate headgear and the California Athletic State Commissions because they kicked us out too. So
yeah, it's the worst. I will say the IKF is good, which is the amateur commission. They've been good to me. But the pro commission, man, I swear to God, it's like the fucking DMV for me, man. I don't want to deal with it. I can't deal with it anymore.
The DMV.
It's just like the DMV. It's a state entity, just like the DMV.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know. Trust me.
Yeah, they are. They kicked us out, so we're not. They kicked Streetbeefs out, so we're not exactly super awesome with them.
Hey, do you do any fights in Baja in Mexico?
I haven't, if I'm going to go, I haven't gone to Mexico. I do think Mexico is an incredible market, just because I think Mexican culture is like amazing with fighting. I mean, they've created, let's just be honest, as a nationality, I mean, so many incredible fighters across every single discipline. But if I'm going to go, first I got to expand within the United States. And then after that, my first choice is probably going to be the Middle East, followed by Mexico, because in the Middle East, they're very business friendly. I actually my parents descend from there, and they're extremely supportive of combat sport to the point where they're very open to sponsoring you. If you go do a show over there, they'll pay for it. They want to encourage it. They want to pay for it. Whereas here, it's like you're dealing with the commissions, and they're just getting in the way. They're obstructing you. So, but Mexico would be my second international destination if I did, just because I know they love the fight game.
What part of the Middle East would you look at? Like Dubai?
Yeah, I would look at Abu Dhabi. The Emirates. Dubai is one of them. I would look Saudi. I would look at Saudi Arabia. As you can see, Eddie Hearn just did Anthony Joshua versus Usyk there. Yeah. I guarantee all of you guys, they paid him a shitload of money to bring that boxing over there.
I wouldn't doubt it. And we all want to get paid a shit ton of money for sure.
And you guys deserve it. Yes, sir.
I'm ready for a bag, man. I'm ready for it.
Agreed. I'm ready to get paid. Okay. Mook, we asked him, George, what's next for you and Klayl and his vision. What's next for you and your, where are you shooting for? That's a huge win for you, I mean, unfortunately, and I hate to say it like this, that is Anderson Silva's son. The names, the blood relation alone makes it a big fight for you, and I feel bad for him because of that. You know what I mean? I feel bad for him because of that, because that's not a shade he's gonna be able to walk out from under for a long time. However, it does benefit you. That's how you get to market that now. So where are you headed right now?
Well, obviously my bread and butter is MMA. Sorry, George, but I love MMA. But I do plan on doing everything. I want to do MMA. I want to box. I want to do some jiu-jitsu tournaments. I'm going to kickbox again. Right now, what's immediately next is I have the King of the Cage fight in October. So I'm training for that right now. And George offered me to come back to Fighters Rep in December. So I'm just taking things one fight at a time. And but I'm definitely looking to fight as often as possible. So, one fight at a time. But I do have plans to do it all, man, while I can. While I'm still here in this body, while I still have my health and my mind. And, I'm able to do it all. So that's what it is.
Absolutely. That's dope. You go back to Fighters Rep in December, I mean, 619, we might have to – your drive isn't going to be as long as mine, but we might have to take a little trip, bro.
Come through, man.
LA for sure.
Yeah. That'd be dope. That'd be super dope.
This was the first time I had my family in the crowd, and the crowd at Fighters Rep, bro. I fought at King of the Cage. I've done the Street Beefs. I've done the little I've never heard a crowd like that before.
Yeah. That crowd from the clips, the crowd would look crazy hyped for that fight.
Why? Dude, tell me what the difference is. Is it just number of people? Is it a different energy?
I think it's not maybe number of people, but it's also just the enthusiasm, and everyone has their like fan base. There's a guy, Jason Granado. He's fought a few times, and I know he had a whole bunch of people in there. The walkouts, the base of everything is just more electric. Dude. The lights, the smoke. It's just a grand presentation, and that in turn hypes up the crowd. So I don't know, dude. I've never felt that much electricity in the crowd in person before.
Thank you.
That's saying something. That is saying something. Yep. That's huge. Yeah, we definitely.
I bust my fucking ass, just so you guys know.
It sounds like it's paying off, though. It sounds like it's paying off.
Thank you. To answer Island Shot's question, he asked me, did I feel any type of fear or apprehensiveness fighting the son of who's considered the GOAT of MMA? And I would be lying if I said that his name wasn't like a big deal, but I had to suppress that as much as possible and just treat it as any other fight because, me personally, I hate to even think too much about any opponent. I like to just keep my mind centered on what I'm gonna do because once I start thinking about his attributes and this and that, it just takes too much mental capacity, away from what I have to offer. So I know I've been training. I'm older than him. I have more fights technically than him. I just have to have that self-belief and just be happy for the blessing that it is. Because I grew up just like everybody else watching Anderson Silva. Dude, I mean, absolutely. He gave me the confidence to try things that seem like they're not high percentage moves and pull them off with ease. You know what I mean? Like he's amazing. So it was an absolute honor and blessing. I just had to just remember who the fuck I am, though, dude. I'm from San Bernardino. I'm from the dirt, bro. I have nothing, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I had to just remember the dog that I am and just step in there straight up.
Mook, you fought a real smart fight, man, and I'm very happy for you, and I'm proud of you, and I appreciate you being on the promotion and letting me work with you, because I didn't know your coach from a bag of sugar, and a lot of times it's hard to build trust. So people see a new promoter and they think, what's this guy trying to do? Is he trying to get one over on me? And I'm not. I'm just trying to make even fights and create opportunities. So I appreciate you guys jumping on, and I thought you fought a really intelligent fight.
Man, thank you, George. Man, you were super accommodating. Like everything was smooth as possible. You're like super nice, and like it was just an amazing experience from top to bottom. I have zero complaints at all. Just feel really grateful and blessed, man, to even be a part of that. So thank you, man. Seriously.
That's a huge statement right there because Mook, he just beat Anderson Silva's son. He's a little prima donna now, so he should be complaining about everything here in the next few months.
Never that, bro. Never that.
Where's his chocolate mints? He wants it all,
I'm gonna
bro.
stay the same person no matter what gets you to the top, keeps you at the top. Ain't nothing about to change, bro. I'm gonna still be coming in these hills.
Very true.
Hey,
very true, my man.
When is the full fight being released on YouTube? Right now it's strictly pay-per-view, right? You got to buy it to watch it?
Yeah, right now the whole stream, if you want to watch it, you got to pay the $9.99 subscription. But within the next couple days, we'll start releasing the fights individually. That's what we do. Because we want to make a little bit more revenue with the live stream, but we don't want to make it so it's impossible to watch these fights. So we end up releasing them for free a few days later. So in the coming days, you guys will see all the fights for free.
Dope.
On our YouTube channel.
Yeah, we do the same thing.
Yeah.
And we have a little first access that you can purchase if you just chomping at the bit, see one of the fights.
Right.
After that, we eventually drop them and everything, and it's pretty fun. And you, if you get a chance to go to Vegas or come out to Arizona, you should swing by one of our events. Yeah,
I would love to, man.
Yeah, we absolutely definitely. Yeah, you. I know you've been talking to Daniel. Hit me up. Hit Daniel 619. Any of us, Mook. Let Mook know. You got time and you want to come out to an event. The majority of the events are held out in Vegas, about an hour outside of Vegas, and then
beautiful location out there.
Yeah, very awesome location. And then about 2 events a year are held out here in Arizona.
Well, listen. Fighters Rep, we're doing all our fights at the Commerce Casino now. Mm-hmm. It's a 4-hour drive from Vegas, maybe 5-hour drive. So if anyone on the Street Beefs, wants to compete here, or if anyone with us wants to compete on Street Beefs, I mean, it's not a problem for me. I'm always looking for talent. Anybody who's interested in kickboxing, that's what I care about. My thing is kickboxing. Mook wants to do MMA, but maybe one day I can convince him with, as the promotion grows, I can pay him more than MMA does. I mean, I was able to do that for a bunch of pros. Like, they told me, hey, you paid me more than the regional MMA shows did. So, I just want you guys to know, it's just like the bare knuckle thing. There's a market for everybody. If you want to try kickboxing and you want to become a star, you can make yourself a star. It's not always about the promotion. It's sometimes the fighter can take it upon himself to be so marketable that they just create leverage for themselves, and sponsors want to come throw money at them. You can make your own fortune in this.
This is where it's at right here. Zed, that's a great idea. We got a guy named WA. He's about, I don't know, how old is he? About 200-300 years old, and
he's pushing 60.
He's a little over 50. I think he's 50 right now.
He gets that free dinner at Denny's,
Yeah, he does. He gets a discount for sure on a lot of things throughout the United States for having lived that long. But he for sure would be such a dope person to throw in there, because he's a Muay Thai fighter, but he definitely does kickboxing. He actually just had a kickboxing match this past weekend. So nice. I think it would be,
We got a ton of Muay Thai fighters.
Would you ever consider doing bare knuckle kickboxing? Oof.
Oh.
You know what? I'll tell you why I don't like it, and why I don't like the bare knuckle. I think the more guys get cut up, the shorter their career gets.
That's right.
And then you got the risk of these orbital injuries and shit, and your knuckles getting destroyed. The fighters rep rule set, the reason I made it without kicks below the knees, the reason we have the gloves, the traditional boxing gloves, besides the fact that I love them and Fairtex is our sponsor and hooked it up. I just think it's longevity, right? I want to give these guys a long career. They can make as much money as possible with this rule set. If you're 40, like we had a 42-year-old challenge for a title on this rule set. It's 3-minute rounds. You can do this at a higher age, and you can last longer. It's just those cuts worry me, man. I got to be honest. Those cuts, they'll shorten your career. That's my opinion. I don't know. That's my opinion.
I think the BKFC is really good for people headed out. Like Chris Lieben was phenomenal there. You know what I mean? Like, he already had a massive career. Now let's go hurt some people in bare knuckle and take a couple shots when you're at the end of your career.
He commentated just properly. He commentated for us when we started out a couple of our shows.
Oh, did he really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
He seems like he's an absolutely crazy, kind, but he seems like he's just fucking nuts. Like he's just one of those dudes that you don't know what's about to happen.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't fuck with him. That's for sure.
I don't think any of us would. I don't think all of us together would, even if I had Mook with me.
His fists look like there's rocks jammed in his hands. It's crazy.
Bro, he does look like that dude. And honestly, he's one of the few MMA fighters that legitimately is scarier 2 decades after he was fighting.
Yeah. How funny is it that Chris Lieben came up in this conversation, the guy who lost to Anderson Silva?
Right?
I was thinking the same thing.
I was literally just thinking the same thing. Like, when he fought Silva, he didn't look that scary. When he fought anybody, he really didn't look that scary. But
nobody knew who he was.
When you see him bare knuckle,
he was in for. That's all.
Nobody had any idea what the fuck we were about to witness. You know what I mean? When he fought Lieben.
True. Yeah, it's still nuts though. Like Chris Lieben, he is just scarier by the decade. You know what I mean? He just gets scarier and scarier, and most of us don't. Most of us get old and but he just gets scarier. Yeah,
I'm guilty of that one.
Same. 619's on his way. He's pushing 35, 36 now. Yeah.
Hey, I'm old. Mm-hmm. Hey, Mook, are you done with fighting for Streetbeefs Westcoast or Streetbeefs in general? Are you gonna start doing more of these sanctioned bouts?
I'm never gonna clip my wings, brother. I'm open to all opportunities in life. Not just in fighting, just in life. So but I'm never gonna ever say anything. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna take things one thing at a time, one fight at a time, and take shit as it comes. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So if it wasn't for Street Beefs, I wouldn't even be doing any of this, bro. Street Beef, I started Street Beef 2 years ago. It gave me the confidence to compete. I've been training martial arts for a long time, but I never competed. Street Beef West Coast 1, August 15th, 2020. My first ever fight. That 8-second knockout or whatever, 7 second, it gave me the confidence, dude. Like, it transformed me. So I will forever have love for Street Beefs. And I'm always down for whatever, you know what I'm saying? But right now, I'm working on my amateur career, trying to progress in life. You know, I'm trying to get that bag, bro. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it's all love. I'll be around no matter what. So my next fight, King of the Cage, and I'm going to go from there.
Well, hey, bro, we love to hear it. Even if you were just like, hey, yeah, I'm done with Street Beefs, we still love, we love to hear that you're going to continue doing what you're doing, though.
Yeah, I mean, I would suggest you're done with Street Beefs. You know what I mean? Let's get the next level player. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I mean, if we're going to keep it real, anybody we throw you right now is going to be an absolute layup.
Absolute downgrade from the fight.
Hey, y'all got some folk in there, man. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all got some killers in there, dude.
It's a bunch of underhand layups, Mook, for you at least. Come on.
You know, I will say this. Most of the gyms I'm working with and the fighters we work with, most of them are like really, really tough. Like, if you go into a fighters rep fight, and I'm sure Mook can attest to it, even though he's only fought first once, like you're in there tough, and these guys are tough. And like I said, you know, it's classic fight team. It's Black House. It's I can't remember all the fucking things, but it's all these teams that have guys in the UFC and at one champ. We had boxing work. Jackie Bouton's coach, you know, Nathan Gaston was fighting. He's got 20-something Muay Thai fights. He was on the Team USA Muay Thai team. He fought an ex-teammate from Anthony Hardonk's gym, Dynamics MMA. I mean, it's thick. The competition is very thick. So big shout out to Mook again, man. He did his thing in there. You know, he did his thing in there, and yeah, I was very impressed.
I think we all are. Like that fight that he was just talking about, he fought a kid named Kung Fu Lu. And I watched that fight, and Lu throws some shots. He slips by that mere inches we were talking about and pop right on the button. And the moment I saw that fight, I was like, this kid's got something special for sure.
Yeah. Mook's coach, Mook's coach is a good coach. He's a very good coach. You know, it was my first time working with him, but I've seen the way, I have a lot of experience. I mean, there were 30 different fight teams on this card. Just so you guys know, like, how many different teams I've worked with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a lot of experience. And so I saw the way he moves and the way he deals with his fighters. And, Mook's in really good hands. And his teammate also, I mean, even though his teammate got stopped, man, that was – had Isaiah been more composed, in my opinion, had Isaiah not let his emotions get the best of him in that fight, it could have gone any way because he was definitely having some success in there. Yeah. That was an incredible fight.
Shout out Isaiah Jackson, my little brother. I love you to the max. He's a freaking beast, bro. He's a showstopper. He comes out with this crazy electric energy every single time, win or lose. He's going to be a force to reckon with in the future.
He came out with a robbery mask on, you guys. With a fucking robbery.
With a straight-up ski mask.
Nice.
Ski mask. And his opponent with a cowboy hat with a bandana covering his face. And these guys had beef. I don't know if you guys saw on the YouTube and Instagram. They hated each other, and I had to keep them apart at weigh-in. And I was like, man, I'm too old for this shit. But it was a lot of fun.
But that shit puts asses in seats, though.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, if somebody is a character, people will come to watch them. They will absolutely come to watch them. Yeah.
I felt like Mook, to be honest, Mook is more of a martial artist. Him and Klayl were both very respectful. And you don't expect it from guys from tough areas like the IE all the time. You don't expect that all the time, but it was refreshing to see, and that's a testament to his coach, Chris Manzo.
For sure. Absolutely. And I mean, yeah, Mook's he's a great dude. He's gonna do things. He's absolutely gonna do things. When is you said the Kingdom Mountain's October? Or King the Cage?
King of the Cage. I don't know exactly the date, but it's in October for sure. So I'm training for that right now. Yep.
Well, you know we gonna keep an eye out on you. Yep.
Yes, sir.
We got Island Strong in the back. Island Strong, you still there? He been chilling back there for a minute. We'll bring him out.
He's still back there. He's chilling with a do-rag. Where is he?
He was.
I think he's gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll be back in a minute though. That's the guy you mentioned, Jason Granado.
He's the one that beat Mook's teammate, and
Jason Granado is actually a former teammate of ours as well. You know, he used to train with us.
Oh, okay.
And he actually went to a gym, XFit, the first gym that I used to train at. So it was a whole little bunch of bullshit, but I got nothing but love for Jason. I got nothing but love for Isaiah. I got nothing but love for XFit. Like I said, that was my first gym. All them guys are amazing. And we both from the IE, and we all need to just, like, cut the bullshit out and, like, give these IE kids an example of what we could do if we just put our minds together as martial artists and as men. Because ain't nothing out here, bro, but chaos and just wickedness. And what we're doing right here is, like, super inspiring. Like, we could change a lot of lives with what we're doing. So there's no need to quarrel between us. You know, coaches, fighters, and all that. Obviously, it's the fight game, and we're going to hype fights and all that. But at the end of the day, man, we're all just men on a journey trying to find our way. And we need to, like, let these kids know that there's a different way out here than just beef and all that. You know what I'm saying? So much love to Jason. Much love to Isaiah. Let's keep working hard.
There's something about the IE. That shit, like, that whole area just breeds, like, some really tough motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like, it's rough, bro. I've been to San Bernardino for that first event, bro. I've been to some crazy looking hoods. San Bernardino is pretty fucking ghetto, bro. You know what I mean? I'll pull up to a liquor store to get a Gatorade and shit. Like a bunch of Crips outside, mad dogging me. Oh shit, I might not make it to the event. You know what I mean? Pretty hood out there.
And shout out to Jason Granado, man. He's a beast. He's fought for us 3 times now, you guys. And with every fight, he's leveled up. And he's one of these long, lanky guys. You think of like a Tommy Hearns kind of build. And he's just that kid's a problem, man. And I'm really excited to see where his career goes.
What's he weigh?
They fought him and Isaiah. So Isaiah was the smaller guy. They agreed to fight somewhere in the middle. You know, Jason typically fights at around 140, but he accepted the fight, I think, at like 136, 137. I mean, he's still young. He was able to cut that weight down, you know. But he was the longer, kind of bigger guy. But I mean, he just has this build of, you know, like a Tommy Hearns. I mean, he's shredded. He's shredded. He's long. And, you know, he's a handful. I mean, if you fight him from the outside, he's going to punish you. You know, so
hey, Mook, what'd you think about him versus Battleborn?
Yes, sir.
Like, what'd you think about that? That's when he said long. That's the first person I thought of because we got a cat named Battleborn, and
first thing you think about is him, huh?
Yeah, he's just a long,
kind of choppy. What was the question?
Oh, just Jason versus Battleborn.
Oh, Jason versus Battleborn.
If we could get Battleborn to go out there and fight, because he said it's just 5 hours.
We need Battleborn, Free Smoke, and Wade.
I would love to watch it. I'm not gonna lie, Jason, man. Jason is very crisp. Battleborn would have to be on his shit, man. Jason is real crisp, man. He can come straight down the pipe. Battleborn, I have to be on his shit, man. And Jason hits hard as fuck. So, like I say, man, I love Battleborn. Yeah, but it'll be a tough one. Jason be on his shit, bro.
Yeah. And guys, Jason is 3-0 with 3 knockouts in his first 3 fights with us.
That's vicious. Yeah. Sorry, Battleborn. I didn't mean to throw you under the bus like that, bro. My bad.
And I want to say, I think he was a baseball player, and it might have a reason why he delivers that right hand down the fucking pipe like that. Yeah, he throws that right hand.
Yeah. Yeah, that might. Never thought about it because I played baseball. I used to pitch.
Well, there you go.
and I got a decent right hand. I
decent.
I don't anymore.
I could have sworn you told me you were a catcher.
Huh? That different sport, big homie.
That was during Friday week. My bad.
Yeah. That was,
Oh shit.
Nah. But yeah, no, that's dope. Island Strong left. We was about to throw him in there a couple times, but he keeps walking back and forth. Yeah.
Daniel Castillo asked if I'd ever attend an event. Fuck yeah, I'd attend an event, man. I'm down for whatever, dude. As long as
scout some talent, get some fresh talent on you.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's what you guys are doing. You guys are essentially doing the same thing the PKB and the PMT is doing. You guys are basically incubators. You guys are incubating talent.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we got some guys fighting for bare knuckle, right? A couple guys that fought for bare knuckle for Street Beefs.
A couple guys went up bare knuckle.
Yeah.
And
there's been a few guys from Street Beef that have gone to have pro careers and all that, and get notoriety.
Iraqi Assassin fights. He's a pro fighter, isn't he?
You got Memnon Warrior. You got Reckless Rico.
Nasty Native. We have was it Big Smile?
Yeah.
So there's some cats out there, man, doing their thing.
Yeah. Sure. Oh yeah. Coach Drew fought and won in BKFC. That dude, Jesus, that dude is
Coach Drew,
animal.
Savage.
Yeah, just a very, very, very well-rounded boxer.
Hey, shit! Masvidal started his career off in Miami's version of Street Beef. So
the original Street Beef.
Kimbo Slice, dude. I was at high school when Kimbo Slice was doing his thing down the street, man.
That's crazy.
So,
yeah, and I mean, you know what's crazy to me is somebody like Masvidal goes his entire career, it's a solid career, and then all of a sudden one knockout and he blows up. Like at what, 35 years old, 34 years old? Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, that's crazy.
He was very consistent. I think it took a while for his personality to get through. Once his personality got through and people saw that like gangster Miami shit, they were like, "Oh, we love this guy."
He fed into it so well. The whole Cuban, gangster, the Scarface tuxedos. You know what I mean?
He did.
Played that very well.
He would even walk out to the Scarface music.
Genius. Yeah, you got to find your niche. You got to be a character out here if you want to blow up.
You do. You absolutely.
And I think that's super important that you say that 619 because that's the message that I'm fucking constantly trying to deliver to these fighters, right? if you're not, and this is my experience so far, if you're not posting on social media at least once a day, you don't give a fuck about your career. I mean, I'm gonna go that far. I'm gonna go that far.
Statement.
Yeah. If you're not posting once a day, do you really give a fuck about your brand?
Absolutely.
I don't know if you do. And I've told every fighter that competes for us, please fucking post and take your Instagram off private, bro. What the fuck?
Right? Yeah.
Especially on private for a while. I took it off before the fight, but I had it on private for a while.
Oh yeah, you were one of them. You were one of them.
Yeah,
I forgot you were one of them.
I was a ninja. I don't want nobody to see. But now it's open, and now I'm posting.
Okay, let me share a story with you guys. I want to share a story with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I got a kid named Raymond Martinez. Mook, you saw him. You may have seen him win that title on Saturday night against Cam Spencer. Raymond Martinez started with us about a year ago, 4 fights ago. The kid, I hate to put him out there like that, but he only sold a handful of tickets. But he's a violent fucking guy. I mean, these kids from LA, they're just different. Violent fucking guy. I see the talent. First fight, won a decision, but only sold a handful of tickets. Had one fucking post on his Instagram. So I started inspiring him and talking to his coach. Come on, man, we gotta do more posts if you're really into this, because he keeps telling me he's into fighting. He wants to fight for a living. He wants sponsors. So start posting. Start showing the world that you want to do this. Start showing the world that you're a fighter. You guys know this. You're Street Beefs. You guys are huge online.
That's all we got in social media.
Right. So second fight, he improves a bit more. He wins another decision. But he drops the guy twice. Once with a spinning back kick to the liver. I mean, this shit was crazy. Ooh. By the way, he's training with a hybrid team, Claycomb Karate Academy in Fontana, and Coach Raging from Black House. So he's just a savage. His coaches are savages. Third fight, he comes out, he lands a first round one-hitter quitter on his opponent. And now he feels, I can really do this, and I can finish a fight with one punch. Yeah. the difference between the amount and in the last event, he was our biggest seller online. I mean, this guy went from not being able to sell a fucking microwave to an Eskimo, and now he was our biggest seller online. And it's just it's so important to market yourself. And he won the title. Mook was there. He won the title. If you guys see this fight, I mean, this fight was crazy. The first round was kind of even. He started losing in the second round. He was losing the third round. Everybody was telling me this guy's going to lose. And I told everybody sitting around me, I don't think so. You can't count this guy out unless he's dead. He's one of those guys. You count him out when he's dead, because as long as he's standing, he's trying to kill you. And he hit his opponent with a monster left hook. I mean, the guy's head almost did a 180. I mean, if you see this shot that landed, and then he ended the fight with that.
Yeah, yeah.
The point is, you gotta market yourself, man. If you want sponsorship money, all these restaurants around here, it's a write-off for them. All these businesses around here, it's a write-off for them. They don't give a shit. Oh, you're gonna put me on your shorts? Here's $500. Here's $1,000. It's a write-off for them. So take your ass off private, Mook.
Oh, I've been off.
Yeah. You especially a lot of your posts. And are you still a bus driver? Are you still bus driving?
Yep, I still bus drive. I haven't been doing it for a while because I just been training. I've just been training.
Post that shit too. Like, it makes you. I'm serious. It makes you relatable. Like, it's hard to relate to somebody that's in there knocking people the fuck out. Like, we want to be that person, but it's hard to relate. But now we find out you're a bus driver. You're the most likable motherfucker on the planet.
It's like, what's his name? Neil from USC. I think like he's still working at like fucking Chili's, busting tables and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or like Stipe. Stipe was a firefighter.
Yeah, he's a firefighter.
Yeah, everybody loves that. And I mean, we don't even know if he really actually fights fires. I'm sure he does, but who knows? But that shit, it makes you likable. It makes you likable, man. Relatable. Yeah, that's dope. And that kid that you were talking about, George, he should clip that from this and put that shit on his fucking social medias. Talking about it.
100%. And Mook should be clipped. Mook, you better have some shit about your fight on your social media. Dude, you just beat Anderson Silva's son, and
milk that motherfucker.
Yeah, dude, like, put yourself out there. Let the IE know there's a ton of businesses out there that'll sponsor you, I mean, there's good people out there.
Right now, I'm just editing and trying to figure out what exactly to post, but I do have a lot of content coming. So.
Yeah, you should get a social media guy. We know somebody.
Yeah. Mook's blessed. He has Heart of the Fight. He has Danny. He has the Streetbeefs support. He has like a built-in, system already going.
Reach out, man. And that promo they made was ridiculous. So I do reach out.
Yeah, like here's another thing that we actually try to provide for our fighters, and I don't know if some of the other branches do this, but Streetbeefs Westcoast has a dedicated 5 or 6 man team that just helps people with their social media. Like, if you get that 15 seconds of fame and your shit goes viral, you hit these people up and they show you what to do next. And there's a lot of, amateur fighters don't have that really. You know what I mean? Like, when I've asked some of them if they want to do interviews, they're like, "Me? Why?" Yeah, it's because there's a lot of people don't go that route.
Yeah. I mean, we have we're new. We haven't been around that long, to be honest. I started the striking stuff in 2019, and because of California's coronavirus policy, I lost a year and a half. So I haven't been around that long. But I think in that time span, we've grown quite a bit organically, and we've got like some great. I mean, I can't even take credit for it. Our live stream. I think our live stream is like borderline TV quality at this point.
Yeah. And
I have a guy named Vahan who, the UFC contracts him out to do like the embedded stuff and to do like interviews. So he's a friend of mine. So, I have him do like the slow-mo highlights and stuff. Mook, I'm not sure if you saw the knockout we posted today. There was a knockout.
I did.
There were 9 knockouts out of 21 fights on the show on Saturday, by the way.
That's a solid.
I saw you guys posted me and Klayl immediately the last 10 seconds of our fight when we just started banging it out.
But that's the ring.
That was a great clip.
Yeah, but that's like ringside footage. That's not like high quality. Like we do the ringside thing to kind of appeal to people to make them feel like they were sitting ringside.
Yeah.
But then there's like the more high quality like highlight stuff. And you guys will see that if you go to the Instagram page. We dropped one today around noon, but then we'll have like a KOs of the night and a performance of the night highlight, and those are like very cinematic and well done. So I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, we definitely will look at it for sure. Yeah, that's dope, man. That's super dope. Yeah. So I think we've drilled you with about every question we can think of, my man. Yeah. The stick man. Yes. You can even self-train can fight there. Mook started out self-trained. He's got a gym now, but he started self-training in his garage, kicking a bag. Yep.
Well, I will say I don't like to work with independent fighters because my experience has been they typically don't show up. The ones that don't show up are those guys that don't have a coach to keep them accountable.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
I prefer guys come from like a reputable team or at least have a coach that I can
legit gym at least, right?
Okay, so let me do that again. Stick man, join the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Join Mook's gym. Join
Mook's gym.
Come on, engage, baby. Engage.
Yep. Where's that located at?
Redlands, California, my man. It's in Self-Made training facility, Redlands. Self-Made is like they have a bunch of gyms all over. And through Self-Made, we're able to train with Engage. So Coach Chris Monzo, yes, sir. He gets me ready for all this. So, yeah.
Awesome, man. That's so cool. Mook, again, we are like, you can't imagine how proud of you that we all are. Like, even your last several fights, when you win, you're like Streetbeefs Westcoast baby boy. You know what I mean? Like
Thank you.
You're our dude, bro. So you keep it up, man, and no pressure, but don't lose.
Yeah, and also please capitalize on this fame right now. Don't do a shimmy did and drop the fucking ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, Shinigami dropped the ball in his 15 seconds of fame. Don't waste yours, homie.
You mean womp.
And also, Mook, remember, MMA is boring and kickboxing is a lot more entertaining.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Because you're not wrong. I mean, think about it. When MMA is entertaining, it's when they're kickboxing. Kickboxing and boxing. Yep. Yeah. I'm not a ground guy either, man. So I love all striking. I mean, I will admit though,
I like it all, man. I like all martial arts, man. Even the ones that are not too practical. I like it all, bro. I think everything has a place. But I for sure, like I said, that fighters rep, man, the atmosphere, bro, y'all gotta check it out, man. It's crazy electric. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced. So I will definitely give them that, dude. The presentation and all that was amazing. So I will be back. Let me just do my MMA thing first.
Do your thing, bro. We just fucking with you. Fight wherever you want to.
I'm glad to hear that, Mook. And by the way, if you guys do come out to a fighters rep show, like I said, it's at the Commerce Casino. Besides the food and drink being really good and there being casino there's a hotel attached. So you guys want to spend the night, you can. I mean, it's a vibe out there, man. It's nice.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we all about vibe, especially after parties. Like, we throw crazy after parties. So
nice.
After our events. Yeah, absolutely, man. George, I appreciate you coming on. We really appreciate you being here and chopping it up and honestly being so easy to interview, bro.
Super.
We gonna make it out for sure. I can't speak for 619, but I'm absolutely gonna make it out for me. Events.
I'm down. Yeah. I'll be there. Moves for next fight.
Thank you, guys. You know, 619. I'm actually looking to potentially do an event at Sikwan or Saikwan Casino.
Sikwan Casino.
Sikwan, yeah. I'm looking there. Because it's on the reservation, I don't have to deal with the fucking commission if I go there. I can
there's always amateur events there, MMA and kickboxing. That's Saquon.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about it. It looks like a beautiful place too. We could, have a nice after party afterwards.
And if you need fighters, I mean, I know tons of fighters in different gyms down here.
Appreciate you, man. I mean, add me on Instagram or I'll add you or whatever, and
sure.
we'll get going, man. It's all love, guys. I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate your time. I'm actually going to go live at 9 with Chris Cully, who's also from the IE, who's a multiple sport champion. He's our commentator now. He's known as the Urban Legend. I'm going to go at live with him at 9 to do a recap. He's one of our commentators. He was a 2-division Bama MMA champ. He's a Muay Thai champ. I think it's with WCK or somebody. And he actually fought for our title. But now he's in like his late 30s, and I think he's winding down. So funny guy, though. Really cool guy.
Yeah,
so if you want to check it out, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that just a YouTube channel or the
Yeah,
IG?
it's on our YouTube channel.
Okay.
After every event, I like to do a recap, show the fighters some love and talk about what happened at the event and stuff. So I think it's fun, and it's a thing a lot of people that come to the show tune into. So I'm keeping it alive,
Awesome, dope. I think he put your website up here. Yep.
Awesome, man. Appreciate you guys.
There you go, man. Want to see that Mook fight?
Yep. Check it out. Get the live stream. Go watch Mook and the other. You say 9 knockouts that happened?
Yep. You know what's funny? That was Anthony Hardonk in the background. That's one of his fighters, I think. So
is it?
The big guy in the back there. By the way, oh my God, Chris Cully, who I'm going to talk to now, who I told you guys is hilarious.
Yeah.
Referred to Anthony Hart. I don't even want to say it. He referred to him as a polar bear that rips people's legs off during the broadcast. So I mean, he says crazy stuff like that. So
that can make or break an event too. Like commentating,
we've
seen some commentating that's a little off sometimes, and it definitely it can kill. We've had some commentators. Yep.
For sure. But I'm going to let you guys go, man. I'm going to eat some pizza or some shit before I get into this other one, man. Thank you so much for your time, you guys.
Man.
I hope I get to see you guys soon, man.
For sure, bro. You have a good night.
Brother.
Thank you.
Congrats, Mook. Thanks for the kind words, man.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, Mook again, bro. Like, I don't even have words for it. Everybody, especially the West Coast, we all love you, and you're doing big fucking things. And, I mean, I hate to put it like this, but now that 925 can't do the big things that we all fully expected from him and knew that he had the potential to do, you up, big homie. So, and you already started.
No pressure, but you're all we got.
No pressure. No pressure, but it falls on you. Yeah, because 619 ain't going nowhere.
Man, I like it all, bro. I like the big fights. I like the stakes and all that.
Yeah.
Run it up.
Yeah. Dude, that's so dope. All right, my man.
Yes,
I appreciate you being on, bro. You guys have a good night.
You too, my man. Take care, everybody. Peace.
Man.
Later. 9.
What's up, player?
Yeah, so I mean that was a cool episode. Like I said, we just dedicated that to Mook. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
Mook.
He's our boy.
That.
He does. He's been putting it in. I've been in contact with him in the past few months, and I was gonna get him on a couple episodes, and he was just like, "Can we do it after the fight?" Like he was honed in. I said, "Absolutely."
He's locked in. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, he's absolutely locked in. Like he's a killer. Jason, we all looking forward to meeting you guys too, my man. I like the profile pic, so he nailed it.
Yeah, me too. I like it.
Yeah. We have one more episode for this season. So we're about to end season 2. I think this is the second last episode. Let me see. Yep, 23. So we're going to 24. This is the second to last episode, and we'll be wrapping up season 2 here shortly. And then hopefully a whole bunch of shit will pop off that we can talk about next.
Yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back probably around the holidays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Award shows, all that.
Well, yeah, there'd be an award show. Definitely be an award show.
Wero and 619 Christmas special. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we didn't do a Christmas special last year. I think we should do one this year.
I think we should do one.
It's just a blackout drunk Christmas.
Blackout, pass out in the live 4 hours.
Done. Yep. All right, my man. Everybody, appreciate you tuning in. If you guys trying to get some merch, there's the link to the merch, the glasses.
That pillow right there. You know, if you want to bless
the glasses.
If you want to bless your girl with that arch, you get that pillow.
Yeah, you can slip it right up under the
soul. You know,
under her hip.
Pillow. Oof.
Yep, and it's a stiff pillow too, so she can't run.
And it's white, so if in case you squirt on it, you don't gotta wash it.
No big deal. Yeah, you ain't even gotta worry about it. You can just throw it in the corner and leave it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right, gentlemen and ladies, you guys have a good night.
Stay cool, man. Drink lots of water. It's hot out here.
For sure. Later.